All right, so this is like part 2. Currently we're just mining ore and tin though. So with this being said, we have made a little bit of progress. Up here is the Albion journal. We click on it. It gives you kind of like guidelines of what to get. You get these like tombs that look like books right here. I thought I had a book. Anyways, sell 80 items directly at the marketplace. Return to Highland Cross. This is good because right now my stone hammer also just broke, so I can no longer mine any stone. So we will go ahead and return there real quick. And this brings us to like the next part of how to get money in this game, which is trading, crafting, and selling materials and refining and farming. But I can't do the farming right now because I don't have an island on this account. Which kind of sucks, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm gonna have to earn silver on my other account to get to this account to be able to have premium, to be able to get an island so I can show people how to do it. But hey, you know what? If it helps me grow, it helps me grow. You know, like I'm gonna be happy to welcome in everybody with open arms, you know, in this game. Like as a noob, you know, we can just be a bandit of noobs. Welcome back. While mounted, you can use the journey back ability to teleport to the last city you visited. It costs silver, which varies depending on how many items you're carrying and the distance you're going to your destination. For example, right here, it's 0. But if I were to exit out, it'd probably be like 7K. Very bad to do when you're new. Sometimes even very bad to do with when you're a pro at the game. So you come over here to the marketplace. Every place has one. You get out. Click this button, the red arrow at the right to sell items. Okay, cool. So we're gonna also repair everything real quick. We're gonna sell these hides. I always do sell order. They don't sell as quickly, but right now, in this case, we'll do a quick sell because this quest is asking for it. Boom, done. Now we'll do a sell order. And we get to claim this bag of silver. Okay, it's just not going in my inventory. Nice. So now you get to like do this thing called creating a sell order eventually, which you just create and boom. Nope, don't want to sell you. But that's creating sell orders. You just change the when you go to this red tag over here, you click sell. You go from sell to sell order. You can also do a buy order depending on if you want a bunch or buy of a single amount. And there you have it. Next thing that I will teach is crafting. All right, quick learn. So this is when you open up your Destiny board, okay? Quick learn can be used to boost the Destiny board progression while activating. I highly recommend do not do it because we don't have that many learning points. Want more? Premium. Always. But I highly recommend don't do that. It tells you to activate it, but I'm going to immediately take it off. So we're just going to, yes, boom, we activated it on quick learn. Right. What's our next quest? We might have to do it. Nope, we don't. Okay, cool. Now we just got to gather tier 3 resources. So I'm going to turn that off real quick because I don't want to use that anymore. Also, if you're trying to buy a new item, for example, I just unlocked a tier 3 sword, right? You can drag and drop it. For those of us on the keyboard and mouse, if we press shift and right click, it automatically unequips like that. So we can go ahead and I can just repair this real quick. Always make sure it's repaired. I can just then go around and sell it. And now because I unlocked a new sword, I can go to all swords, right? Tier 3, which unfortunately this area doesn't have any. So we're gonna have to go all the way back to Martlock. I just had to come back to this area because of the factor of it. You can then go ahead and get a new sword, and then once again you have to reselect the spells. I can't tell you how important it is. I constantly get called out for still not having spells selected when I do stuff, whenever I switch my build. So we're gonna ride all the way back to Martlock. If you want to feel safe on a trail while you're running around and whatnot, try to follow whatever's like a pathway. Keeps you the furthest away from mobs. Sometimes you still get attacked by them, but very rarely, at least when you're on a pathway. Definitely going to be attacked if I'm like off just like even this much. I don't even have to be that much off. I'm gonna be like right here. And I don't know if there's any mobs in this area, but there was. Like let's say there was one right here, I would be attacked because I was in its AoE area, like field of view even. Let's see, is there an option to do it here? Trying to see real quick before we enter. Nope, there isn't. So another way to get rich in this game is by, I was saying, crafting and refining materials and all this other stuff, which every town has something like this. As you can see, if we come over here, this is your cook area. You can go ahead and like use this to cook any of this, you know, like, but you need to bring him the resources. Another thing that you can do is refining your materials up here, which is where I usually go, is a stonemason to get stone, different stone types. You can also do wood with birch planks and whatnot. There's a bunch of different ones. If you want to get your crafting up, which is another way, because if you end up making a masterpiece, which we'll show you in a market afterwards, a crafting area. I mean, we could do the felts, but I want to show you something better. All right, mage right here, boom. So you got like different like staffs here with different greatnesses. Like this would be normal. You know, you scroll through all of these. Sometimes if your crafting level's high enough, you can craft all the way up to the big boy items, but you need to make sure you bring them like tier 8 white wood, tier 8 cloth, tier 8 whatever scroll that is, possessed scroll. And you got to bring them the materials to craft it. Then there's different levels of gear, but we'll go further into that on that in a later video. Right now, this will always be the design of the bank layout in the city, but we're going to the market. So we'll go over here, which always has like a little hammer on it, like it's a judge, but it ain't. It's just a marketplace. Just come over here. Let's just buy something. All right, so now we can go for a sword. Weapons. We're on sale. Buy. Sword, all swords. Tier 3. Boom. So now we're on a journeyman's. These are the different tiers I was talking about. The quality of this one is normal and the item power is 600. Quality on this one's good. The item power is 620. Quality on this one's outstanding. Item power 640. Excellent. 660. And masterpiece 700. And I'm not spending 20k on that. You got me screwed up. I'll spend the 1k. But even though I had a sword beforehand and it was equipped, right? Because it's a new tier, I now have to re-equip it and reselect my spells again.